Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are watching in the future, welcome YouTube. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. We got personal rewards CVC right now, so we'll be handling some of that. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day so far. So, let's see what our matchup looks like today. Crimson Dagger. Looks like we got this, I think. Overall, player power, not that strong, so our clan's pretty strong for CVC. But yeah, let's not take it too lightly. Tackle some of these things here. Make sure you guys collect your quests and all that. What's up, folks? What's up, Riley? Nathan, how are you guys? Skib, what's up, guys? Welcome. Hopefully, you guys having good CVC so far. Let's get it. What do we got for rewards? Some rare relics. Okay. So I haven't done anything yet. Start off with clan boss collection. Hey, Bob. Oh, nice. A sacred shard. Really need that. Awesome. King of the Robot Babes. That's right. All the babes. Babes coming out. Uh, okay. And collect. I didn't do either, really? I collected both, but I didn't do either. Our first CVC at tier 6. All right. Good luck, man. Top of the morning, Renee. How are you? What's up? What's up, Puffet? How's it going? Hopefully you get a good matchup for your first tier 6. Oh, my other account also got a Sacred Shard as well. And a Void Shard. Hello. Nice. Good to see. Good to see those Sacred Shards still exist. Hey Dre, how are you? Yeah, we got some Sacreds. That feels pretty good. Sorry, gonna run Doom Tower stuff. I get tired. Not been to bed yet. Oh my. Gotta go to bed, man. I just woke up. So for me, it's 6 a.m. My main was running dry on Sacreds, but I got 6 days of Sacred, 6 days straight. Excuse me, sir. We're gonna have to report you. Report you to Plarium. 10? Is that, I guess that's 10 p.m. 10 p.m. So plus 14. 6 a.m. for me, 10 p.m. for you, plus 14. Where are you with that? Plus 14. India? Is India plus 14? Japan? Somewhere there, probably. Australia? Oh, AM. Oh, I see. I was like, what? Oh, 10 a.m.? You're tired at 10 a.m.? Oh my. You need a coffee, man. You know where the leak list of turtle events came from? Um, I've seen it at so many different places, and no one could give a straight answer. It looks to me like it came from one of those like Google or those app store like descriptions. Like that's what it looks like to me. Um, but on one occasion, Clarium said that it was a internal document. That's what they said. So they acknowledged that. They acknowledged it. They didn't say it's outright like fake, right? And they said they did say like there's inaccuracies with it, inaccuracies with some of the information. Therefore, some of the information is correct. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not surprising, right? It's not surprising. None of it is surprising. It's just what might change would be maybe the date, maybe the rewards. Like I can see that, but for sure you're gonna get like a deck of fate. For sure you're gonna get a hero's path, and they're probably gonna be for some significant rewards. Um, so we just don't know the exact date. It looks like the Play Store. 9 p.m. in Malaysia. 28 hours, dude. I cannot do 28 hours straight. What's the point goal for you on PR CVC? Um, I do at least 400 for PR CVC. I think the goal is probably like closer to 500. So I don't really look too hard about it, but at least 400. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna go 400 and then stop right away. I do as much as I do as much as I can usually, but I don't. I do it as efficiently as I can. Is April O'Neil worth building? I think if you have to ask, then she's probably not. She is a arena specialist. Apparently, she has a really good hit to handle some things in the arena. She gets countered really hard by Stone Skin. Like she basically does nothing if they have Stone Skin. Um, which that's the meta right now. So she's not going to be super helpful. But if they don't have Stone Skin, then she's like an absolute menace. So you know what I mean. If you have to ask if she's good or where can you use her, then you probably shouldn't build her because she seems pretty specialized champion, I think, for the arena. Um, and usually like those types of champions require a lot of experience to play with or whatever, right? But personally, I have not play tested her myself. This is just what I've seen and heard from other play tests. Although there's not been many play tests on her actually. Um, but yeah. You think Splinter will be a September feud? No, I don't think so. I think that's wishful thinking. A lot of people think like that he might show up. But I think they would have announced it. There's no reason to hide that level. Like, there's no reason to hide like a champion at this point because they released all the champions already. So I don't think so. Very low chance. I mean, yeah, it's possible, but it's very low chance. Hey, Snackbox, how's it going, man? You used to stream 21 to 23 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's pretty messed up, man. Do you eat on stream? Are you doing sleeping streams? Are you doing sleeping streams? That would make sense. PRCC feels like bragging rights for top clans. I mean, they spent $1,000 for $60 worth of rewards in return. Why? Uh, yeah, it's kind of bragging rights. Um, but the thing is, it's like for PRCVC, if you don't maintain your level of points, then you're not gonna get your tier of personal rewards. And if you need to maintain your rank of points, every PR, then you might as well win. You might as well, win extra rewards as well, because you'll be spending those rewards during personal rewards anyways. Unless you like totally don't care. Like if you totally don't care what you get in return, um, then yeah, do whatever. But you're still at the end of the day, like when you spend resources and getting resources back, so still still feels good. So obviously winning is still the objective, but um, can't win them all, and obviously the return on them is not great. Like if you're just spending resources just to win, yeah, it's not great sometimes. You're only getting, like for me, let me check what I'm getting. For my personal rewards, you see, if we win, we get 3 voids. We get 4 void shards. Sorry, 7 void shards. 7 void shards if we win. Sorry, we get 4 extra void shards and 1 sacred shard if we win. And then we get a bunch of energy, 2,400 energy. And that's about it. Those are like the big things. A couple epic books, a couple extra relic materials. Of course, are very good. But yeah, it's definitely not really worth it. The relic materials as a reward, it's, if you want to break it down, those relic rewards um are worth a lot because when you get them in events and stuff, it costs a lot to get them. So I don't know. It really depends what you value, I guess, right? Right now the relics are a big thing, just because it's hard to get them. What's in the clan shop today? Oh, we got energy relics. Oh, expensive, expensive, expensive. Stuff's so expensive. 750, huh? That's 3,000 gone. 35, 3,500. Buy all of these too. Lot. It's just spent like 12,000. World of Tanks, nice. Do you think Leonardo hero path would be shard based or soul based? Good question. I did do a semi kind of analysis on the potential of the events, and based on history, the hero's path featuring champion plus soul, the likelihood is going to be shards plus dungeon diving. And it kind of makes sense because for a hero's path, there's probably going to be a bunch of stuff in the hero's path. Since the hero's path lands during the Titan event, like if we're looking at the schedule without, if we're just giving that schedule like full credit, that hero's path event lands in the Titan event. So you gotta think there's gonna be Titan points, there's gonna be a 5-star soul, there's gonna be a champion, and that hero's path is gonna be massive, right? If you um yeah, think about it like that. Like there's not many things where you can get that level of points, unless player wants to be really nasty, right? They can make a training event with soul stones. That would be really nasty. But in the past, it's always been shards plus something else, and usually it's dungeon diving. So that would be my guess. Would be shards, and then for the deck of fate, probably soul stones. So for me, I'm not. Yeah, for me, like I don't have like a lot of resources. Like I got 8 sacred shards now. Like actually, in the last week, I probably picked up like 4 sacred shards or 5 sacred shards. Just because I finished Hard Doom Tower, and then we just got lucky today with one. So, usually, you don't get that many sacred shards. So, just any shards that I pull will be towards those guarantee events. But also based on the document that we got, it's like over a month away. So we'll be skipping like the whole month of September. Good morning, Haz. How are you? Hey, Buggy. Hey, M4V. How's it going? Burrito. For these crappy rewards, I don't care to do. That's fair. I mean, just take it easy. Game addiction is bad. I figured since I'm playing, why not? Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Is Arena the best place for Empress, or is he good in other places? Empress is awesome in a lot of areas. He can actually solo. He can solo Sand Devil, and he can actually solo Phantom Shogun if you're lucky enough to get a good blessing on him. So yeah, he does have like dungeon use. Uh, he's good against waves. Many waves gonna be good. Bosses not like you're not gonna use him in like Hydra or like Chimera or anything like that, but um, he's not strictly an arena champion. He's good everywhere. He's good everywhere. Hmm. But you're right. Bragging rights. It is mostly bragging rights for sure. Congrats on fourth nut. Thank you. It's not something I really wanted, to be honest. It's like, what am I gonna do with four of these guys? Would have preferred another. I would have preferred a Furo. Happily trade for a Furo, I think. We haven't seen a Void Champion in Heroes Path yet. Going to be expensive. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. And Leonardo's the best one. Leonardo's the best one. I did a. I just finished playtest on Michelangelo yesterday, and so I did one on Donatello. I did one on Michelangelo. Both of these guys are great. Like they're great. They're great. They're great champs. Super fun. Um, I don't know. Like for me, like you know, end game player, they're not gonna make it into like any crazy teams, but for new players or like progressing players, like these guys are awesome. And I didn't even play test like um Leo or Raph yet. Like I did actually geared out Leo. Leo's pretty simple to gear out for my account because he's defense based Shadowkin. So he basically just takes the same gear that my Harima uses. Because my Harima has like my best defense based gear. And she's a Shadowkin, so basically the gear just swaps onto Leonardo. Um, and Leonardo probably could be used in arena. Um, so I haven't play tested him, but I geared him out. The test server is going to be closed today, so we can't do anything else. But we'll be back on that later. No rush to put out the Leonardo playtest, I think. Raphael, same thing. I don't think there's a lot of people playtesting Raphael. I think he's kind of interesting. He's probably one of the weaker ones, I think, or one of the harder ones to use. Um, but he seems quite powerful too. But Leo's definitely the most powerful one. Leo's my favorite one, so definitely get Leo. Summon Rush this weekend will probably drain some of these secrets of yours. I only need 5 points. I only need 5 fragments because I did the full 15 on Champion Chase. So, the Summon Rush, like I'll try to do it with 3 Sacred Shards, maybe less if I can do it. So I'll try to do it with 3 Sacreds, maybe less. We don't know what event is happening. Maybe it's gonna be 2x primals. I don't know. Maybe it'll be 2x primals. That'll be pretty nice during a fusion event. Primals for Summon Rush wouldn't be the worst spend. You mean you don't have many sacred shards, including your voids and ancients? Yeah, but usually like the ancient shards are not worth a lot for these types of guaranteed champion summon events. It's always going to be sacred shards that are going to be worth a lot. So, and void shards, I don't like pulling if I don't have to be honest, because the void champion pool is still very strong. So I want to save the void shards if I can to target specific champions. Same thing with primal shards. Like I would never pull primal shards. I mean, like if I was like super desperate and I had literally no shards, then I have to pull the primal shards to get like Leonardo or something. Like that's probably what I would do. But for a champion like Leonardo, for example, if his soul was available in the same path, I think you probably go for the soul, to be honest, as well, because he's so strong. Like he's pretty strong, right? Um, and if you have all four of the turtles, it would be pretty fun. And a 5-star Leonardo would be way stronger than having no soul, right? So I don't know. It'll be tough, but it'll be expensive to get both. Because we were looking at, was it Balar? Like we were looking at Balar, Balar's soul, and then we were just doing Packmaster plus the dog's soul. And we're talking like 30 something sacred shards, 30 something to 40. Let's say 35 to 40 sacred shards worth of points. So hopefully the secondary condition is like reasonable. I don't know. Even if it's dungeon divers, it's probably gonna be ridiculous. Like the overall cost would be just Fatalis was 25 sacred, so it could be more. Yeah, that's true. Fatalis was 25 sacreds. For a deck of fate, I remember that. How many sacreds do you need for possible Leonardo Hero's Path? Yeah. I think it's I would go for at least 20. Sure. Um yeah, like Balar was 20. Packmaster was less. Packmaster was like 17 or something, or yeah, about 17, and the soul for the dog was like 15, which was a little bit of a surprise to be honest. But yeah, I would say Leonardo would be quite expensive. 20 at least. If they do it for less than 20, that'd be a gift. You're saying at 3 Sacred Shards, 20 Voids, and 60 Ancients. Let's see if I can save up in time. Assuming it's a month away, you might have a chance. If it's a month away and you're doing Ultra Nightmare, probably can stack up like 10 more Sacreds, and you might be okay. Just make sure you don't pull anything or anything. Maybe you have to buy some shards, not my first option. I went for Leo and got a second Suzanne. Uh, I mean, I think pulling for the turtles. I think it's pretty big gamble, but you got Suzanne, so that's good. Hey, Suzanne actually empowers Leo, so that would be wild. People empowering Leo with Suzanne. You have that many Suzannes that you prepare to empower Leo. Pulled Wix today. So happy. Currently building. Hey, I'm watching your free play budget team bid. Yeah, Wixwell is gonna be really good. He makes building those clan boss team consistent, pretty easy. But yeah, if you have some of the specific gear sets, it could be helpful. Like for example, Merciless, Reflex. You still need a shield set to start to fight. Yeah, it's a good, easy way to get a 1 key Ultra Nightmare. Nobody will tell me if Shredder alone is worth going for. Shredder, honestly, like when I read his kit the first time, I was like, wow, this guy looks awesome. Right? He's an HP based damage dealer. He's chunky, he's got good stats. He has a passive that mitigates damage. He has a passive that keeps him alive. He self buffs. He's an HP based damage dealer that increases his HP as well. He has multiple AoE attacks. He has multi-hit attacks. He has ignore defense damage. Like his kit looks awesome. His kit looks awesome. And then his multipliers freaking suck ass. Like so he got totally killed, man. He got totally killed. He got totally killed. I couldn't believe it. Like yeah, his multipliers are not good. But his kit is great. The problem is with these collab champions, they're limited time, right? These exclusive collab champions. So like if you got the Shredder and you're like hoping and praying that one day they buff him, because the easiest buff to champions is when they just change the multiplier. It's like the easiest thing player can do, just change the multiplier and then instantly they're good. But I think for these exclusive champions, they don't touch them, right? They don't really touch them. Like these exclusive champions that even if they buff, is only going to affect like a small amount of people. If they don't buff him, like literally now, they're not going to afterwards, and then he's just gonna remain sucky. So right now he's basically like pretty sucky. And I don't think they'll ever change him. It's a little bit unfortunate. I think he looks great. I think his kit looks great, but his multipliers are not great, which means he is not great. Uh, is a destroy max HP strategy good for event dungeon considering Shredder is HP based to reduce his damage? I haven't really looked too hard at the event dungeon. I don't know. I don't know if you can destroy max HP that fast to make a big difference in his damage. But honestly, I haven't really looked at it. I climbed to like I spent some extra energy on my alt account just climbing the event dungeon, and I made it to level 27 with just random stuff, like just random stuff, like geared out damage dealers, like and like a reviver and stuff. And I can pretty much farm like 27 without doing anything, like without like thinking about the team comp. So I have to like hop in and do some actual testing. I haven't tested it. I was on vacation when this stuff all released, so I'm a couple days behind. But yeah, I'm not too sure what the exact strategy is. Like I've seen that the dungeon's a lot easier than um than the previous dungeon, so I'm not too worried about it. And I think most people don't are not too keen on the dungeon as well. So overall sentiment watching like event dungeon coverage and stuff, people just don't care about. For a whale, every champ is worth going for. Sure, yeah, you can always find some use. Um, you know, recently a champion that proved to be useful was Owella. Owella is a fusion back in the day that no one really liked, and I thought it was kind of mid, average, low average champion. But Owella's, she ended up being pretty good. I use her in my tightest team, and it's really hard to replace a champion like Owella. Um, and she finally became useful. Of course, that happens sometimes, but not all the time. So, of course, going for every champion is worth it. Also for faction guardians too, right? Could you mix and match? Would 10 sacred, 40 voids, 120 ancients, 20 primals be enough? Can get that easily without spending too much. I mean that's probably kind of close. I remember like the last Heroes Path, it was 15 ancients per sacred shard. So you have 120. So that's the equivalent of like what, eight sacred shards? So you're probably pretty close. Yeah, you're probably pretty close. So that exact number of shards that you listed is probably pretty close to 20 sacred shard equivalent. Now we're talking like it could be more than 20. So it's definitely possible that it's more than 20 sacred shards worth. So your day 4 pulled for the free Lego. Will I be able to pull him for the CVC? Yeah. For me, I can pull Michelangelo tomorrow. So in about 10 hours or so, 12 hours, I can pull Michelangelo. Should I invest my 3 legendary books on Alice? I'm new, free to play. Just started playing a week ago. My starter is maxed. Is your starter Alice? Or I'm sorry, I don't remember the promo code. How do you have Alice? How do you have Alice if you start 4 days ago? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, well, Alice kind of confused me because Alice happened a while ago, right? Happened earlier this year, so 6, 7 months ago, 7, 8 months ago. Will he be an above average nuker? Is a way better way to ask, I guess. So we're talking about Shredder. I don't think so. Like we can just take a look at Hell Hades. Actually, I'm curious. We could take a look at the Hell Hades website. And then you can just type in the shredder. And I think the multipliers are already there. Yeah, he is. Quick look for you. Okay, so the shredder is A1, triple hit, godlike multiplier, zero point 0.1 of his HP. So let's say he has 100k HP, so 0.1. 0.1 means what? 0.1 by 100k, so that's 10k. So 10x. So his multiplier on his A1 is good. Really? Is that what it means? Second hit would be third, ignore defense. So 0.1 of HP. So yeah, 10, 10. 0.1 of HP. Actually, man, sorry guys, it's early. It's early. My brain is struggling. So let's say Shredder is 100k HP, so 0.1, 10,000. So his multiplier is 10,000? That can't be right. Can't be right. Somebody help me. My brain is not working right now. Anyways, it looks like he has godlike multipliers here. Why? Why are all the playtests showing him so weak? Attacks all enemies 2 times. Destroys the enemy's defense by 5%, stacks up to 30%. Are these, does this mean it's like capped out? Late game content, godlike. He has godlike multipliers? I'm confused. Yeah, the multiplier information is out. It's on the Hell Hades website. Yeah, he does have a similar kit to Arashi, actually. Arashi has kind of a similar kit. Shredder-ish. Not really. Arashi has a good kit, but Arashi doesn't hit very hard. Talking about Shredder here. What do you think about the new debuffs? Which one? Nullify? Rip Shredder? Showcase vids. Is it Fatalis all over again? That's what somebody else said, but the information here on the website, it shows Shredder as being, he has godlike multipliers for all his abilities, which is a little bit surprising to me. I don't know. I'm pleasantly surprised. I have to playtest this guy. I have not playtested him, and I haven't watched anybody playtest him. But from what I've heard from people is that he doesn't hit hard enough. But these multipliers show that he has good multipliers for his abilities. So I don't know. Maybe there's some hope for him. Maybe there's some hope for him. But I don't think he's going to be offered as a champion. He's probably going to be the champion that people chase, right? And that's going to be, in those 10x progressive events and all that stuff. So we'll check out Leonardo. I know Leonardo hits pretty good. Yes, he's based off buffs like Taras. His A1, godlike, 1.7 by defense, double hit. So it's a 3.4 on his A1, 3.4 on his A1 with ignore defense. That's good. His A2 is a buff. His A3, godlike multiplier, 3.4 by defense, AoE. And then he gets the buffs from the buffs. And it's a strip as well. 3.4 multiplied. So if he doesn't have any buffs, this is not very strong. But if he has buffs, then that is potentially very strong. That is potentially very strong. starter legendaries are not that good. Usually not. Alice is pretty decent. I don't know if I would put books into her. I don't know. It feels like putting 3 books in her feels kind of wasteful, to be honest, because you don't know where those 3 books are gonna go. Like honestly, like sometimes I don't like to book out a champion unless I have a specific skill I'm targeting to book out. And with 3 books, I don't think it's not going to land where you want it to land, and then you're just gonna get some random bonuses from your books. Raphael, A1 is legendary, A2 is legendary, and then his A3 is godlike. 2.2 over 2, so 4.4 on an A1. This one 4.3 attack AoE. This is before his berserk stuff. Okay, and then his single target A3 triple hit, so it's a 6x hit with ignore defense. Yeah, that is pretty strong. 6x with the ignore defense is very strong on a single target, and that doesn't include the berserk stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Raph, nice. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I need to play test some of these guys. So can I ask you for advice on Dark Fate? Sure. Dark Fate is pretty straightforward. You need to go first, kill the shadows, and then control Dark Fate's turn meter. So use decrease speed, increase speed, and then turn meter control. Somebody like Allure is huge. Somebody like Newt is huge. Is Krutraxa worth booking? If you're planning to use her as a damage dealer, yes. If you have no plans to use her anywhere, no. She's a damage dealer, right? So she's gonna deal more damage with books. I don't know. Unless you have a specific use for her. She doesn't really have too much use. I mean, you can use her for like Fire Knight potentially. You can use her potentially for Arena. She's not gonna be the best either area. Faction Wars, same kind of thing. What are the chances about the gear for the dungeon? Probably low, but it's possible. It's possible because you know what? They did nerf the dungeon late. Oh shoot, they did nerf the dungeon late last time, so it's possible that they take a look at it and rework something. It's possible. Wouldn't hold my breath, but it's possible. What do you think about the new gear set? I am not super excited about it. I think right now the game doesn't need the gear set like that. And I find that unless gear is like an obvious answer to a problem, nobody's gonna care too much about it. Like for example, like the live arena sets, for example, like you have you like Stone Cleaver, you got Stone Skin, Destruction set, and then you have like the Rebirth set. No one really cares about those sets because first of all, it's really hard to get those pieces. Second of all, there's there's more ways to deal with Stone Skin now, instead of just trying to like destroy it with damage. So it's less necessary. And then the Rebirth set, like, kind of no real use for it. Yes, it can elevate some revivers kits, but at this point you might as well just use Stone Skin. Like, why would you use Rebirth kind of thing? Um, so I find like unless a set gives you an answer to an obvious problem, then no one's gonna care about it too much. And I think that's gonna be the problem with Chronophage. Cooldown lockout is not um, a real problem right now because people have mythicals. It was a problem 3 years ago, or 2 years ago before everyone had mythicals, but nowadays it's not a big problem. And plus, the gear set is not that good. It's just not that good, right? Like Chronophage, like the immutable stacks are not strong enough. Like you only can stop one turn of lockout is not strong enough. And for a 9-piece set to only stop 3 turns of lockout, it doesn't even fully shut out like somebody like Warlord. Like Warlord fully depletes your skills, right? So immutable stacks, like nine piece immutable set, won't even stop somebody like Warlord from locking you out. I don't know. It doesn't. The payoff is not there, right? And the 3-piece set, for example, for like newer players, or 2-piece set, it's just not good enough, right? Like if the like I was saying in my other video, that if they had the stat distribution a little bit different, like if they had the first stat as resistance, if they have the first stat as resistance, then you can use like a ring for plus resistance, and people can do that, right? For like resistance builds, that's an easy way to get 40 resistance. Like that would be useful. Or if you had, and then if you had like this 2-piece set with 5% speed. So if you have resistance first and then speed on the second one, and now you have like kind of like now you have like a 2-piece set that gives you resistance and speed. And I think that would have made the set a lot more attractive, a lot more useful, especially for newer players, and even for like for to make builds, right? You can just squeeze in like a ring and then it instantly gives you 40 resistance. And that's just way more useful than having stupid 10% HP like as the first stat, right? It's just way more useful. So yeah, I think they kind of missed the mark there a little bit. I don't think this set is very good. I'm not gonna go crazy for it, to be honest. My main objective is to get the turtles. My main objective is to get the turtles, and if I can get Leonardo's 5-star soul with Leonardo, that'd be great. Um, I think the other, like, I think Donatello's soul is not necessary for Donnie. Um, so I will probably skip Donnie's soul unless all the events are like not skippable for whatever reason, right? Okay, hold on. You guys are explaining stuff to me. Promo code get Alice. Okay, so that's how you get Alice. She's a good starter. She's a good starter. Don't get me wrong. I prefer Wukong over Alice. If we're going to talk about starter champions, I don't know if I would put the books in her. We're still talking about that. Second and third coronet today. Big damage boost for Hydra. Nice, Kratz. Very good. One of the best uncommon relics. Doesn't need books to do her job. She can reset when killing enemies. True. Digimon gonna kill everybody here? Yeah. Your audio's been kind of low your last few videos. Thanks. Yeah, I've been playing around with the position of the mic. Some people complain. I mean, some people complain that it picks up too much of my like my mouth noises. So it's too close. So if I put it far away, then the volume doesn't get as high. Then it's too far, right? So it's kind of tough. Any advice on who to build, Marichka or Artor? Marichka is way better as a support for sure. Is Amius the only place to get merciless accessories? I believe the double boss levels drop accessories as well. Hello, hello. I got Georgia and Grand Oak. Who should I book in 61st? They both do different things, so it really depends. Georgia, it's a damage dealer, so if you lack damage dealers, he's a good damage dealer. Then build him out. Podrick, you probably build out anyways. He's really good. I'm not sure who would need books more. Maybe Podrick needs books more, but Georgia is. You need Georgia to do damage. Like you need him to hit super hard. So he also needs books as well. Have you tried Fabian as a damage dealer? His A3 packs a punch. Really? No, I never tried that. Bommel, I don't have a champion to solo him. So how to defeat Bommel? Do you have bombs? Bombs can do it. Who would you book for Hydra? Crocat or Shayak? Not enough books for both. Um, I think Shayak, sorry, Crocat for sure. He's a damage dealer, and I think Shayak can work without books. But if you rely on him for your AoE block buffs, I think it's only 75% chance if you don't fully book him out. So, you might have some inconsistent runs, which is okay, right? If you're saving the books. Also, if you're not booking him out, then you're not going to have the cooldown reduction. So the block buffs will be much less consistent. But I think Crocad, for sure, he's a damage dealer. He has debuffs, AoEs. Crocad should have come out when Warlord was raining terror on everyone. Yeah, that would have been, 2+ years ago. So should I farm slow? Not sure what that means. Is it a good idea to book Empress both forms or just one and save books? Oh, okay. Empress Empress, his second form is better for the books. But he doesn't need books to perform really well. That's the thing. So if you literally have somebody else, like another mythical that you need to book out before Empress, then go for it. Empress still works without any books. Should I farm stage 20 solo in a minute or hard 10, 4 to 5 minutes for dragon? Stage 20 is going to give you more points per energy. So if you're strapped for energy, then yes, do 20. If you want gear, then you're going to be doing 10, right? If you want gear, then you're going to be doing 10. Um, the time of it doesn't really matter if you do it like overnight or whatever. For some reason I'm gonna be stuck here. I don't see a lot of people farming the dungeon. Do you think they'll rework this new gear set? Yeah, we did mention that they might because they did nerf, not yeah, they did nerf the event dungeon last time late, like a month left in the event. They did nerf it. So it's possible that they nerfed the set, but sorry, it's possible that they buffed the chronophage set. Um but who knows? I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but maybe. I would have preferred pinpoint over that all day. Yes, correct. I think so. Clear thought process getting power crept. Yeah. What do I focus my energy on? Is it masteries or ascending my heroes? Masteries give a really big power boost. I think when you're talking about ascensions, are you talking about potions? Is that what you're talking about? But masteries, you can never go wrong with masteries because masteries just give you like a permanent power boost, right? They give you a permanent power boost. You can use it always, and it's always going to be relevant. Obviously, some champions benefit more from masteries than other champions. Some champions don't even need masteries to work. What if I feel like the res should be at least 50 since we generally need more resistance? Yes, I agree. I agree. I think having it go 1 for 1 with accuracy basically just kills resistance, right? Like resistance needs to be at least, yeah, like you said, like 50 to 40, at least 50 to 40. Or so people can actually make proper resistance builds to handle proper accuracy builds. Like if you just have 1 to 1, like 40 resistance versus 40 accuracy, like, you can't properly build resistance champions to handle accuracy champions. And that's one of the reasons why people don't build resistance because it's you can't stack enough of it to counter the best accuracy builds, right? Problem. Any advice I need? Who do I build, Marichka or Artor? I said Marichka. Marichka is significantly better. Like she's one of the best supports in the game, so definitely need to focus on her. If you don't have a good support, Tholen slaps for starters. Tholen does slap. Does slap really good. So, but you need some gear. Like if you're like brand new in the game, Tholen's not gonna do anything. If you're brand new in the game, Tholen's not gonna do much. He's not gonna do much. He's gonna give you weekend, but he's not gonna be slapping nobody until you get some good gear. Lady Annabelle, yeah, he said no. He said no solo champs. So I assume he knows who the solo champs are. So Nuker, Alice is better for early mid. Wukong's better for late game. Yeah, I mean Wukong's just generally like better. I think in kind of all areas to be honest, because Wukong you can actually build. Wukong you can build as a support champion. So even in the even when you first start the game, he's still useful without great stats, right? He's still useful without great stats. Alice, on the other hand, is probably not very useful without great stats. Um, but Wukong is very useful. Now, if we're talking Alice with the free 5-star soul versus Wukong without a 5-star soul, then this is a different story. But Wukong also performs quite well without books. Like his debuff chance doesn't need books. He gets basically books into damage and cooldown. But starting off, Wukong is not bad. I would say starting off, Wukong is probably better than Alice. Wukong also comes with the 28% speed in arena, which is helpful until you pick up, a better speed lead, right? Are people enjoying the beautiful free gear removal? Yeah, it's awesome. It's a brand new game, guys. It's a brand new game. But like the side effect, the side effect will be that player will be looking for ways to sink the silver even more. So I would expect artifact enhancement events to get more expensive in the future. I would expect some other ways to get silver as well, spend silver as well. All right, take care, David. Have a good one, man. Lady Annabelle and Monkey. Yeah, that's a great way to do Bommel. Mikey today, excited. How do I build Theodosa? Theodosa, I mean, you probably go for Stone Skin. You want her to be fast. You want her to have some accuracy. Mainly an arena champion, but she can be used for Chimera. Yeah, probably just fast, accurate. Res builds died when mythicals were introduced. They ignore res, just diabolical. That's a good point too. Exactly. How long is it delayed? With 1 to 3 minutes. Thanks for answering questions. Just realized it was delayed. No, it's not really delayed. It's just the chat. I have to read down the chat. It's just taking a while. Like I can't go through all the messages. Good morning, mythical. Probably somewhere around there. I'm reaching silver 2 in tag team arena. Is it hard? Depends on your roster. I'm only level 63 and switching one gear set to pretty much all my nukers, faction wars, and then load on naked. Yeah, I mean it's pretty huge, right? Like this free gear removal stuff. It really helps like earlier players with no silver. So it's huge. It's a new game for you guys for sure. I remember before scraping for silver and stuff is just nasty, man. Feels like I'm chatting from the future. If you play consistently, it's not that hard. What's the best blessing for Empress? Are there other opinions for him other than Stone Skin, Lethal, Savage? I like Lightning Cage, because you're not if you have a high blessing on him, then maybe you can think about something else. But I think any kind of low level blessing for him, Lightning Cage is pretty good bang for your buck, especially at the 1-star level. So yeah, I would go Lightning Cage. Stone Skin Lethal, I think probably makes the most sense. You probably could do something cheeky with him, like maybe like make him really fast with like supersonic or something, so he can cut in and then reverse buffs. I don't know. You could do something like that, like give him a more support build. But generally speaking, like Stone Skin Lethal is pretty strong. Like you can't be locked out. Like you can't really be locked out. You literally have to kill him through the Stone Skin. Um, to be able to stop him. Otherwise, he's just gonna rip your team up. And I find that happens all the time. Like I'll go first, I'll do all this stuff. I can't kill this Empress. He transforms and I'm dead. It's just yeah, it's just wild, right? Um, city. We're not gonna faction wars. How far are we on this? You're doing more content with the free gear. Yeah, that's also a byproduct too. So now people are able to do content with the free gear stuff. So that's pretty good. We need a dungeon like other games that just gives you silver. Spider dungeon. Personally speaking, I've never farmed the spider dungeon just for silver. Like I never said to myself, like, hey, I need silver today. I need to spend energy in spider today. I've never done that. I don't know. I know a lot of people do that, and like personally, I've never done that myself. Uh, Sylvan's pretty straightforward, I think. I can just auto this. So many options here. We so many options. Podrick, any Nova. Also level 81. Only have mediocre savage. Gotta work on lethal and merciless. Yeah, it's all time and game, right? You can't buy lethal or merciless. You just need to put the time in the game. When is the new free login champion collab? Uzilla Lizard faction. Yeah, that'd be fun. Mix how about they mix Godzilla into this? That'd be kind of fun. You bought the Slayer Forge Pass, so that was huge. Yeah, Forge Pass for new players is massive. Like it's just a big chunk of 5-star, 6-star gear for good sets. It's just huge. Yeah, no coffee yet this morning. Yeah. Free gear removal is ridiculous for Faction Wars level 63 and just finish High Elves. Faction Wars all 63s today. Nice, grats. Yes, raid updated and now they have free gear removal forever. They have forever free gear removal, so it's pretty huge. It's one of the biggest changes probably ever for raid. You know what I mean? Like it's massive. That's like saying like I don't know. That's like saying I don't know. I don't know what they would do. What they could say. That maybe that's like saying like oh the shard rates have changed. I could that it would be like that level of craziness. Like the shard drop rates are changing today. Like I don't know. Free play can't make excuses anymore. Some of the best LA champs in the game are free. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people make excuses for a lot of things. Where are you ranked for Hydra Clash, Titus, and Trunda? Could you show them quickly? I have one Trunda team, I have one Titus team, and then my third team right now, I'm running Ayasu with Taras. Um, or I can run a second Trunda team. So I have three Trundas. I have three Trundas, by the way, and I can run. I have two of them built. Um, and yeah, my second Trunda sucks. She's not built up or anything like that, and I don't have enough champions to make, you know, a second Trunda team hit really hard. But my second Trunda team still does like 1 billion damage on hard. I can show you quickly my better teams after this. Hey Crypto, what's up, man? Is the double boss accessory only on hard per city or normal too? I'm not too sure. I forget sometimes, but it feels like it's probably on both. Where I think you don't need to farm silver for an obvious reason, glaring reason as a 2 billion. I mean, I didn't always have 2 billion silver. You know what I mean? Like, but I've never ran so low that I had to farm silver. Like even like in the beginning, you know. I think I hit 100 million silver like in my first year of playing. My first year of playing, like I hit maybe not 100 million, maybe close to 100 million. But after I hit 100 million, like I never had issues like ever again. Like just never ran low again. Hey Inferno, what's up, man? Running an unkillable team for faction wars. Yeah. I don't know. It's not fast. It's not fast, but it'll get the job done. I can auto this and walk away, you know what I mean? I don't think you get accessories from Double Boss, at least not in the ones I've tried. Is that true? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I feel like I have so much of these accessories laying around. I don't even know where they come from, and I can't sort them through fast enough. Usually only go for spider for silver and chickens when I have leftover energy. I would recommend maybe like going for masteries. If you have leftover energy. If you have leftover energy and like time, I would maybe focus on masteries for champions. That would be pretty useful too, right? Is the Minotaur still double Minotaur? Actually, I should just check, but um I probably need to hit up Minotaur this CVC. I'll do that off camera, of course. Sorry, I'm playing my second account as well. So trying to do this dragon tournament and if you don't have plus 16 trash gear, you don't need hundreds of millions of silver. 16 trash gear. I think I do have plus 16 trash gear. What was the hardest thing for you in the Marius missions? Good question. I'm stuck on one of the harder ones, which is the 80 immortal essences. So you know this the uh get 80 of the silver red essences. So the middle one. So I'm stuck on that on my alt. So right now I finished my Marius missions obviously on my main account. Like I finished it like last year, almost a year ago actually. And I'm working on the Marius missions on my alt account. And right now I'm stuck on that one. I've been stuck on it for maybe like a year. I'm sorry, not a year. Sorry, I've been stuck on it for maybe like a month. But I'm almost done that one. From what people tell me, the hardest missions for them is Fire Knight. Fire Knight Hard 10 gives people a lot of problems. Um, the other ones would be maybe getting the Zeal and Impulse pieces. Sometimes you're just missing like one piece, and then it takes you forever to get it. So I find that if you're not ready for that one could be a pain in the butt too. Um, there's other ones like for example, get you have to ascend a champion to a certain level. Like for example, they said specifically like 4 or something. I don't know if it works if you ascend beyond 4, but they said ascend a champion to level 4 ascension. So I assume only level 4. So if you don't have a level 4 ascension, then it could be a problem. Like what is this, man? What is this? We're doing level 21. We get 16 rare mats. Look at these glyphs. 5-star normal glyphs and then rare mats. Like what? What the hell, man? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous stuff. And I'm freaking stuck on this stage. Stage 14. I'm hella stuck on this stage. Um, like yeah, hella stuck on this stage. The block damage would be really good against the boss here. I cannot do that. Maybe Incarnate would actually work. Then you get the Reviver back. I'm trying to run I was trying to run a team like this. Using a bolster set. Bolster set, regen set. I don't know. The boss, yeah, just hits so hard. It just, yeah. I guess I have to change up the builds. I don't know. I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to do all that stuff right now. Falling behind chat again. Let's see. Good morning. Old Amok, the last, yeah, the Toad guy. Toad. He seems pretty okay for maybe like Chimera debuffs, but yeah, you're not gonna really see him for much, I think. You're not gonna see him for too much action. Make sure you guys are farming your dark phase. Razin is so outdated. His nuke is on a 7-turn cooldown. Yeah, Razin. I don't have Razin. What do you think about Osgron the Defiler? Good champ. Osgron, I think he's a barbarian. No, he's a dwarf. He's good. He's good. He's got a good A1 here. It's similar to like Arman's, right? And then he has this ability, which is really nasty. There's a 3-turn strip with a turn meter drop, and it potentially has a stun as well. Very crippling ability. And then he has an ally attack here with the shatter and increase attack. Very good ally attack. And his passive boosts your damage from your team. And then he also instantly activates ability when you kill somebody. So you can ally attack, kill somebody, and then instantly activate his A2, and then you do again. Um, Pretty nasty champion. Similar to Arman's, he also has speed in arena. Similar to Arman's. 109 base speed. It's good base speed too. Good champ. Great champ, actually. Great champ. Is Terra Beast or any of the hounds worth developing for Hydra? No. We play tested it before, and yeah, it's definitely none of the hounds are really worth really using, like seriously. Like you can do it for fun. But, none of them are really. I forgot which one I built. I did build one out. It might have been Terra. It might have been the rare one. I forgot which hound. Might have been the rare hound. I don't even know where the hounds are. Hounds. Is it this guy? Hellfang? Not this one. Not Bellhound. I forgot which hound it was. Does he have another hound? Rare hound? Goremask. It might have been Goremask. Oh, it's not Goremask. Yeah, I don't know. None of the hounds are worth using. Where's the other hound? What could the other hound be? That it? I don't know. None of them are worth using, to be honest. Can't beat Demon Spawn Crypt. 58 stars, 61. Demon Spawn. Allure. Allure is the big one for the boss. Decreased speed would be big. You know, actually, what helped me beat Demon Spawn on 21 when I was first starting out? This one. She actually was the key. She was the key. Because she landed the decreased speed against the boss, and that was it. That was the key. That was the key to victory, man. This stupid champion. I had her at 50. I somehow got the team to the boss, and then the decreased speed won me the 21 stars. Or the level 21, sorry. Doing LA since it's just starting back up. Yeah, maybe. I think we're all done here. I only got 43,000. Feels bad, man. But yeah, we can do some do some LA here. Dragon tournament almost done. 300 energy away. I gotta work on a team for the event dungeon. Rip we can do another time. Curse City. Still have some energy here. Yep. Forging stuff. One more space. Oh, I have something running in the background. The heck? A helper broke. Helper's broken. Ah, the helper is broken now. A new set of missions would be nice. Yeah, maybe one day, eventually. What team do you use to farm Dark Fae? I think I was showing it. It was like a couple Newts, Marius, and I think Allure. One Allure. Actually, not even Allure. It's probably like Roll Guard or something. Somebody with decrease. Guarantee you, Plarium is going to be gatekeeping these epics for the rest of my life. Do you think a hero's path that can be done by energy for Leo? Likely. I did do an analysis on the hero's path from history, and the most likely combination for the hero's path featuring a champion plus a soul is shards plus dungeon divers. So obviously, like, you know, you can spend tons of energy in dungeon diver and you won't get a lot of points. So mostly it will be shard related, and it makes sense. Shards is the shards is one of the bigger ticket items that you can purchase in large amounts to do a very large hero's path. The other one would be souls. Like I much prefer shards over souls, um, soul stones or whatever, because soul stones you can't acquire them at the same rate. And in terms of points, they're basically the same points as sacreds. In terms of dollar value, like the big soul stones is way more expensive than sacreds, to be honest. So nobody wants to see soul stones. I'll say that nobody wants to see soul stones instead of shards. If you don't compliment him about his hair, you're balding. Uh, I'm balding, man. I'm balding. I am balding. It's ugh, I'm balding. It's a hard realization. I am balding. Yeah, it's tough. Time time comes for us all. That's all I gotta say. Time comes for us all. Do you think there'll be a Titan event mixing the end of the fusion with a Thor, Hatter, Tholen? Yeah, good question. I thought about that. I don't think so because the ending events for the fusion are a little bit on the soft side, so there's no reason to mix in like Titan events. What I mean by soft is that the events at the end of the fusion are easier, so there's no point putting like extra incentive to do them, like Titan points, for example, right? Of course they could, um, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that the chase ends a couple days before the end of the fusion, which is and then there's still further events. Sorry, not the chase, summon rush. The summon rush ends a couple days before the end of the fusion, and there's still events to be completed after the summon rush. Um, So I don't think a Titan event will like kind of connect the end of the fusion. But I also think that the next Titan event will probably be, if there's a Titan event, it's going to be for Donatello's soul. And Donatello's soul is not super important. And I would highly recommend people skip Donatello's soul. Because he doesn't need a soul, right? He doesn't need accuracy. He doesn't need resistance. He doesn't need damage. Um, but yeah, like if you're using him in arena, you could put a 5-star banner on him or a 5-star temporal chains or something, and then use him as a cut-in champion. But otherwise, you don't really need a big soul on him, right? Kind of save your resources there. Ditch Beast. I don't remember, man. Hey Lou, what's up, man? Never pull a lure. Lure would make 21 pretty easy. Do you get points for awakening? No, you don't. Best time to awaken? Uh, Marius missions. Gotta fix those forge filters. Only speed should be selected on top. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind sifting it through, but sure. Yeah. Went all in for the dog and master. Now won't get any turtles. Hope I didn't make a mistake. Choose the right one. Um, yeah, I mean, dog and the master, they're like proven to be extremely good in Hydra, like really good. So I don't think you can go too wrong there. The turtles, from what I can tell, the four of them together is very strong. Um, but then you're building four champions out, and you're probably okay. You're probably fine, especially if your focus is on Hydra. But yeah, to get all four turtles is probably not super easy. And the main turtle actually is Leonardo. He's he's the one that deals most of the damage. Um, yeah. Do you book Empress Form 1 or Form 2? Form 2 is the most important form for Empress. So if you only have books for one form, book Form 2. Do you remember the energy cost for a champion, any specifically? Usually, energy cost for one of these types of events, guaranteed events, we're talking like 40, 50,000 energy. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I'm talking 40 to 50,000 energy. So if you want to work that out by gem cost, that's like 10,000 gems. Wait, actually no. Is it that much? Probably close. Let me just double check here. Let's say 50,000 divided by 130 times 40. Yeah, so 15,000 gems at the top for 50,000 points. Actually, no, that's not right. 50,000 energy. Sorry, 50,000 energy for 15,000 gems. That's where we're kind of at. Yeah, I would say that's about right. I would say at least 10,000 gems if you're talking straight energy. I think that's how much Fatalis cost. Fatalis was Fatalis was divers plus shards, I remember. And it cost me somewhere around 10,000 gems, I remember. It was a ridiculous slog. I think I'm gonna have midlife crisis and just shave it all off. I'll look like Mr. Clean or something. Am I not on super raids? That feels bad, man. Am I not on super raids? My helper stopped working. I am on super raids. What are you talking about? Oh, roping me in. Out. Escaped. No, it is on super raids. Free to play day 25. This game is a completely free to play. Never spent a single cent. Will it be possible to get any of the event turtles besides the free Mikey like Donnie Fusion or Leonardo? If you're 25 days into the game and you're free to play, you're probably not going to finish any of the events for any of the turtles. Except you're probably just gonna get Mikey. Even the fusion would be very difficult. To try to complete a fusion within 1 month of playing this game, unless you are very focused, have a lot of experience playing this game, you're probably not going to finish it. Or you spend money. That's the only thing. Like just being realistic, I would probably say like 99.9% of people will not finish the fusion unless if you've never done a fusion before. If you've never done a fusion before, you probably never finish it. Free to play, right? Like you just don't have resources. You can't, get resources quickly if you're not ready for it, and you've never done a fusion before. You probably wouldn't get it. Um, Shards and souls for Hero's Path and Deck of Fate. Souls for deck is more likely, to be honest. Live season just started. Okay, so I'll try some live seasons. You have double Shaik and Hound does attack only once when the two Shaik get attacked with AoE. It is a sting, a fraud. It is not written in the description. Fed up. Quitting game for today. See you tomorrow. Raise a riot. Leo is Soulstones. Yep. Leo seems strong by himself. He does. He does seem strong by himself. If you're 75% water, do you drink water or does water drink us? Are there any leaks about the path to get Leonardo? No. Turtles are gone forever from after these events. Yes. The turtles are exclusive. They would not come back unless there was something specific in the contract that allowed them to come back. For example, Ninja. Ninja came back because I think they had some kind of written thing in the contract that allowed them to rerun the Ninja promo. So that's why Ninja came back after exactly 3 years. So that was something that I noticed as well. He came back on the exact day that he was released 3 years later. And that's why it's 100% a contractual thing. They probably had some kind of thing in there where they were allowed to rerun him after 3 years. And they ran it the exact day, 3 years later after he was released. Hmm. Where do you use Fatalis? Good question. So sad, eh? Where do you use Vitalis? Nowhere. He's actually okay. I had him booked out and I was gonna play with him, but like, uh, nah, bro. Nah, I'm done. Feels bad, man. How many mythicals are you at? I have Aphidus, who's actually pretty good. He's actually a really good champion. I like him. Really helpful for faction wars and stuff like that. Obviously, I have Mikage, and then my black sheep, Geralt. I haven't even booked him out or booked her out. No masteries, no books, no masteries. Actually, I haven't booked out any of the mythicals. I haven't booked out Aphidus too, and Aphidus works great. But I don't use Geralt anywhere. Just those two. I've never done any fusion. I play for 4 months. Yeah. Some people can't complete fusions for, years. Like because they're not prepared, right? They're just not aware. They don't think about it enough. They don't play actively enough. If you don't play actively, like I have a fusion plan where you basically separate people into two categories. One that play actively, one that don't. If you don't play actively, you need a shit ton of resources saved up to even attempt like a fusion because you don't play actively. You're not going to be using your resources like efficiently or as efficiently as possible. So that means you're using more resources. If you're playing actively, basically meaning every day, You're going to be picking up regen energy. You're going to be doing your advanced quests. You're going to be doing your dailies. You're going to be, monitoring your events where you can double dip and all that. Like if you're not playing actively, you basically hammer the events right away. Like you see the event, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish it. That's it. And then log off, right? So, you know, people have to realize that if you don't play actively, you need a ton of resources saved up, like way more than what people recommend because you're not using them as efficiently as you can, right? Um, and that's the truth. That's how it is, right? And a lot of people can't do fusions, or they think that they can't. They think that fusion cannot be done, or that fusions can only be done when you like stockpile massive amounts of resources because that's how they play the game, right? They play the game inactively, therefore I need to stockpile tons of resources. But if you play the game actively, you actually don't need a crazy amount of stockpiles of resources because you'll be accumulating resources as you play actively. Um, so there's two different, like I said, there's two different types of kind of fusion players, I guess. I would categorize those players. How many mythicals are you farming the new dungeon? I'm not farming the new dungeon, no. I don't know if I want to book Titus first or Kayak. Titus needs the books, like his A2. You only need to book his A2, so I would do that. You've been playing since January last year. There you go. Best of luck on your fusion. Hopefully, some of the plans work. Follow some of the plans. Only one person so far has officially done fusion in 1 month. I have 70 shards for Donatello. Will I finish the fusion? 70 ancient shards? That's not enough for the summon rush. Actually, it really depends. If the summon rush, if you only need 5 fragments from the summon rush, then 70 might be close. 70 ancient shards might be close. You still probably need a little bit more, but it might be close. But if you need 15 fragments from the summon rush, then 70 is definitely not enough. Are you going for April and Shredder? I don't know how they're available. In the leaked document, it said April was a Titan event and Shredder was not available. So I don't know. If Shredder's available, yeah, I'm going for Shredder. Yeah, I'm going for Shredder. I don't care. I don't care if he sucks. People say he sucks, but like we looked at the multipliers on the stream today, and his multipliers look good. And his multipliers look good. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him, but everybody says he sucks. I don't know. I haven't play tested him yet, so I'm just kind of like regurgitating what I've seen. But his multipliers look strong. Multipliers look strong. Marius and 3. Oh yeah, food demons. Yeah, the way it is, man. You gotta farm food. You gotta farm food while you're farming gear. How many masteries on the mythicals? Garo doesn't have masteries. What is the Shredder Raft tournament for? It's for the dungeon event. So it's for the event dungeon. Sorry, it's for the event dungeon. So it's a tournament specifically to farm the event dungeon. They'll probably put some relic materials or something in wards, make it a little bit juicier, so people will spend their energy and whatever. Is it 3 sacreds a month for Nightmare Clan Boss? About 3 sacreds, yeah. Any idea about Corpse Flower or Fortis, or they're just two more useless legendaries? I did do a playtest on Corpse Flower. She hits hard when she's set up. The problem is it's hard to set her up. And champions that require setup are just not that good. So I would say she's not very good. Fortis, he still requires that specific thing, right? Fear, time to ramp up. So I would say he's not very good as well. Hi, I'm new to Raid. Does anyone if I should take to Hanorok to 6 stars or Estrid? Or Estrid? Ooh, that's a tough one. It depends. Um, both champions are great. Both champions you'll use for a long time. Um, hard to say. Hard to say. Hard to say, actually. What would you guys think? I'm thinking maybe Estrid. I don't know. Estrid's just she's kind of just a turn meter booster, but she's really good. Harrock's really good too, especially early on. Uh, so cool yet abandoned. Took me a year to do my first fusion. I think that's about, if you play casually, that's about right. Am I gonna win this? I'm probably gonna lose this if I. Hmm. Every time a fusion comes around, it feels like I've completely wasted my resources, like the night before. That's perfect timing from Plarium, I guess. Oh, sorry. What are my Hydra teams? I'm running a Titus team, one Trunda team, and then a team with basically random stuff. But I have like lots of options for a random stuff team. You have a Crizia, 25 seconds consistently with areas. I don't have a Crizia. No, I don't. Can we do a fusion without any shards pulling only with energy, and how much energy do we need? Actually, there was a recent fusion. I forgot which one it was. There was a recent one this year that I completed without pulling any shards. It was really nice. It was really nice. It was really nice. I forgot which one it was. Was it Lysanthier? Was it Lysan? I want to say Lysanthier or the Shadowkin guy. Ishiyama? It was either this guy or Lysanthier. One of them didn't require me to pull a single shard. Um and it was great. It was great. It was so awesome. It was the first, I think it was the first time ever. I don't know. It might have been first time ever. Might have been first time ever. No, that's not true. That's not true. I've done many fusions without pulling shards, but then you still need to pull stuff like for your champion chase. Like you still need to pull fragments. I actually have not many fragments, so I had to do the most recent champion chase. I pulled two fragments, 20 void shards, and mystery shards. So yeah, pretty cheap. I mean, pretty cheap champ chase for me. And then for the summon rush, I'll probably just pull like probably three sacred shards, and then just finish it up with mystery shards. Not too worried. I want to save all my resources to make sure I get the turtles, and just in case, like if Shredder ever shows up, I don't know, that would be pretty. Sorry, Trunda teams. Sorry, I'll show my Titus team. Show my Chimera team. Titus team, basically. This is my Titus team. I did this run yesterday, and yeah, it's this is like crazy amount of damage for a Chimera. Um, for Hydra, basically a similar type of team. This is my Titus team for Hydra. I forgot what my max was. My max was like 6 billion. I think I did 6 billion with this team on Nightmare. And then I have a Trunda team. This is my Trunda team. Looks like this. A lot of people don't save shards. Yeah. Hope we get a guarantee for Shredder. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, if you can do Ultra Nightmare top chest, then you can think about fusions a lot easier for sure. So, how long will it take for a full free-to-play player to enjoy fusions or this kind of exclusive content? You need to farm Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. That's the only way to get the Sacred Shards reliably. And then once you can do that, it's a totally different game. It's a totally different game once you can farm Ultra Nightmare, because then you have access to the Sacred Shards, and then you can basically do like you can honestly you can I would say people can easily do a fusion event if you just play actively and you farm Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. You can do any fusion event like one per month easily. You do one per month easily. Um, and if you can save resources, then you can probably easily do like a Titan event immediately after. But of course, the longer you play, the more resources you acquire, and the more events you can kind of go back to back to back to back, right? This is all active playing, because if you don't actively play, you're not going to be getting the free energy. You're not going to be getting the dailies, all that stuff. You're not going to be doing events. You're not going to be getting event rewards. You're not going to be winning CVC. You're not going to be, doing Centranos, Doom Tower. They all give energy. They all give resources, right? So you're not doing all that stuff. You're not going to have enough resources to fully do all these events back to back to back. Therefore, you have to stockpile resources to target certain events, or you have to skip events. Like you skip these big events, like Titan events and fusions and all that stuff. For me, like I do every single fusion. I do every single fusion. I play 2 accounts. Like you guys can heart me about my content creator rewards and all that stuff, but you can kind of see like I've like a bajillion resources, right? I do my fusions on my main account, on my alt account. Both accounts are free to play. I don't spend any money. One account gets content creator perks, one account doesn't, but I do all fusions on both accounts, no issues. Occasionally, I will skip like a Titan event or a bigger event on my second account because I just don't have the time to manage both accounts like actively. So for example, like my main account, I got Freya. My alt account, I didn't because Freya was all training. Training just takes too much like mental thinking, like and manual work. And then people were saying like how I got like the 6-star Lydia. I won the 6-star Lydia tournament through training on my main account, and people were saying, "Oh, my content creator perks and all that stuff gave me the win on my main account." That's not true. The biggest thing was time. I just didn't have the time to manage 2 training events on 2 accounts. I don't know who can do that, but kudos to them. But I can't. So I focused on my main account, and that's why people kind of see like the kind of disparity a little bit more on my main account because I'm so much more active on my main account. Yes, it has more resources, but it's mainly the activity part. So being active in the game, is very important, right? It gives you a lot of ability to get a lot of stuff. And if you don't, you can at least stack up resources so that you can wait for the opportunity to get stuff. Let's see here. How did your Go 4 defense look like? I feel like I can get there if I grind super hard. You mean tag Go 4? Tag team Go 4? This is what my defense looks like. In the beginning of the week, we don't put any defense here in the beginning of the week. If you're talking like my real defense probably looks something like, don't even remember. Sometimes I don't have presets or anything, so I don't remember. Sometimes I throw random stuff together and it's good enough. Where are my champions? Oh yeah, monkey. My defense kind of looks like this. Like I have like a really nasty like team where it's a bunch of revivers, bunch of sticky champions. So Wukong, UDK, they work pretty well together. Freya has a passive that keeps them from coming back. The cleanse is also really good. I probably run something like this. And then I have a speed champ or a speed team with Marius, cut in champion, lockout champion, and then I have cut in champion, lockout champion, and plus defense. And usually it's Harima here. I mean, I could run like Taras too, something like this, usually. And then this champion is really good. Neve is a go-to. I could run something like this too. This could kind of work. Hard to nuke them all down, but weak to lockout. I guess the mythical is here to shut down lockout a little bit. Something like that. To be honest, for Go 4, like my defense, like you'll be facing some crazy stuff for like these, like this type of team is just like +4s, mythicals, and stuff like that. You see that in the you see that a bit more. What do the CC perks give you? They give you gems, energy, books, and chickens. Gems, energy, books, and chickens, and then they give you silver as well. So, it's based on tiers. So depending how much the tiers they have is dependent on how much subscribers you have. So I'm in the highest tier of creator rewards. And then we get rewards weekly. So that's how it works. 3 years into the game, only primals and voids have real value. True. Wukong one-shot strat work in this event dungeon? Yes. Live arena starts. Is Neve worth the books? Between her and saving books for some of the turtles. Neve is amazing. She is, yeah, she's great. I love her. I don't know. Like, it really depends on your account. She's not like a champion that you bring to every fight, but she could be. So if I can't do Ultra Nightmare, I can forget about all this content right now. Is it? Yes, I would say so. Unless you have a lot saved up. Unless you have a lot saved up. Um, but with that said, if you did every single event up to this point, you're probably in pretty good shape because you can skip 10 fragments worth, right? So if I were you, I'd take a look at, a hard look at your resources and a hard look at the calendar and see what you can actually do. Grew my gem count by 900 gems between the Titan event and the start of this one by playing actively. Yeah, there you go. I think for free to play activity, I think you can pick up probably like 4 or 5,000 gems a month just with like general play, without like spending like excessive spending. I think it's been a while. I don't know if they added more gems into the game or how do you acquire it, but I think at least 4 or 5,000 a month. So I should ignore event as a whole right now. Like I said, you should take a look at the calendar, take a look at your resources, and then you have to make that determination, like determine that for yourself, right? Maybe hard to know, but you think Tholin, Priva, Taragi, Morag, and Rector Draft can do Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. Don't mind building them. Uh, you have increased defense, Tholin for damage, Taragi for poisons, attack down, ally protection, Morag for ally attack, Rector for heals and revive. Uh, I mean, I don't think you're gonna. I think you can survive, but I don't think you're gonna be doing enough damage with Tholin unless you have like a totally like cracked out Tholin. But I think if you're asking that question, you probably don't. So I don't think you have enough damage. The team can probably survive maybe like 20, 25 turns. Obviously, it's not a speed tune team, which means that runs will be inconsistent. And but it's possible. Maybe you do a 4 key, right? Maybe you can do a 4 key. Like if you're asking if it can do a 4 key, yeah, it might be able to do a 4 key. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't say that it's going to be a super consistent, super strong team. That How many points do you think it would be for 15 fragments on a summon rush? Um, 3,000 at least. I'd say 3,000 at least. So that's like 6 sacred shards. Um, at least, depending how nice they want to be, I think. Why is that a thing at the beginning of the week? So everybody kind of coordinates. So you get free points. You get easy points, right? Hey Grim, what's up, man? 40 middle stones saved up for an event. Instantly call me a whale because of that. Yeah, I think I have about 40 middle stones as well. I've been saving those up for a little while. How many resources do you need for a fusion like gems, shards, books, all? Um, like I said, I made a fusion video that kind of describes the whole situation. Like I said, I broke up the players into active players and inactive players. And if you don't play this game actively, then if I tell you the total amount of resources you need, it will appear insane. Because basically, to handle like a fusion, you need 60 million silver, you need 15 to 20,000 energy, depending on how bad the schedule is, depending on what efficiency rates you're running in terms of dungeon levels. Um, you need, the chickens and brews. I don't even count that because that could be, you could do training in many ways. The shard count, you probably need 6 to 8 sacred shards to feel good. A bunch of mystery shards, smaller shards, fragments, stuff like that. And then every fusion's a little bit different. Usually, we can skip some points. But yeah, it's you need stuff like that, right? But if you're actively playing, you're accumulating resources every day, so the silver count goes down. Like you can start the fusion with way less silver, you can start the fusion with way less energy. Um, and way less shards. For example, if you're doing your stuff every day, then you're gonna get some shards along the way. So it really depends. There's a lot of stuff to consider. You don't need to use gems for fusions. Yeah, usually that's the case. I think the first dungeon diver I had to use a little bit of gems. I had to use a little bit of gems for the first dungeon diver, but that was kind of expected because that was just kind of expected, to be honest. I just came back from vacation and all that stuff, so running a little bit inefficient. 1.2k every week. Okay, cool. Cool to verify. How many primal shards should I save for a chance at a mythical? My first mythical champion took me 204 primal shards, and I only pulled during the boosted events. So yeah, it took me almost 2 years to get my first mythical champion from primal shards. Is Ramantu worth suppressing the possibility to fuse champ in Portal for event points? Is Ramantu power and skill style enough? Ramantu has actually found a lot of value in Chimera, endgame Chimera teams. Chimera's also, Ramantu is also really good for Doom Tower waves. And he's also really good for faction wars and stuff like that. So if you can, take advantage of him there, then that's great. If not, then he's not going to be very good for you for a little bit. He's still okay in arena and stuff like that, but he generally requires some pretty good gear. Sorry, let's do some live arena. I make sure all my guys are geared out. Like they are. Why is Sulfurion good for arena? Does he strip buffs? If you give him a high enough blessing with the incinerate blessing, he can destroy the stone skin. He's also a Termir booster as well. Books to spend for CVC, tons of chance to build. Which would you recommend to build? All not in use. Mithrala, Thor, Necmo, Shy, Crocat. I mean, those are really good champions. It's really hard to say without having to look at your account, your progress, and all that stuff. Really hard to say. Yeah. How many middle stones complete an assumed deck of fate for one of the turtles? So the deck of fate has various points. I believe the middle stone, I've seen 700 points up to 900 points. And in a deck of fate, you need 40,000 points to finish. So 40 middle stones minimum, at least. I would say 50 middle stones at least. Um, yeah. Actually, I've seen 600 points. I've seen 600 points for the middle stone, up to 900 points. So there's a bit of gap there, right? So you can kind of do the math. You need 40,000 points for the whole deck, right? If you play regularly, you pick up resources along the way. I started this one with 1,400 gems, 900k silver. I'm now 1,400 gems and 4 million silver. There you go. Yeah. Do you think they would put any character behind paywall, like would get them all with resources? Shredder, right now, based on what was leaked out, Shredder looks unobtainable from any event. He only looks obtainable from shards. But, subject to change, right? Player can change that anytime. Does being a CC give you shard gem, brews, books, or what all does it give you at the highest tier like you are? Yes, they give all of those. No, actually no shards. Sorry. People say it gives shards. We don't get shards. We don't get brews. We get gems, books, energy, and chickens. I think that's pretty much what we get. And silver. Sorry, silver. We get 4 million silver a week or something. For anyone who cannot complete the current fragment collection, you should go for the fragments that don't require shard pulls, so you can cash in the fragments for mold. Yep, you could. Are you going to be using Neve in LA? Yes, I love Neve. Neve is one of my main champions I use for LA. Very good champion. Hey, Buggy. How much energy to finish Sand Devil tournament? Depends what your team is, right? Because it's a turn attack. Is it a turn attack? I think it's a turn attack tournament. So it depends how strong your team is. Like, for example, I run the it's a turn attack tournament. So for this, 5,250 points. Like you can see my team here. Do I have energy to run one? I do. Like this is my team. What the heck? So yeah, this is one of the fastest teams you can get. You get 60 points for 20 energy. So you get 3 points per 1 energy. So for me, I can finish off this event in less than 2,000 points. Like I can get this divide by 3, right? So let's pull up the math here. So 5,250 divided by 3, so 1,750 energy. That's how much energy it will take me to finish this. For you, if you're running, like, it depends how efficient your runs are, right? I would say for most people, if you're running a Neri Ninja or a Neri Newt, it'll probably take you like 2,500 energy. 2,500 energy roughly. So it really depends on the performance of your team. All right, let's do a couple fights in live arena, and then I think we'll pack it up for the day. Kind of good stock of champions, but I hate building 60s, so I kind of feel stuck right now. Is there going to be another chance to get him later? Should I wait? Yes, you should wait. Don't jump into the events right away, guys. Like, if you guys are desperate to jump into like shard pull events, there's going to be lots of different ways to get champions later on. Like, there's 2.5 months left for this collab, so don't jump into the first one right away. Are you gonna do a Mikey build video later today? Yes, I did playtest Michelangelo, and his build video will come out today. We'll put it out today. And yeah, I am happy with how they perform. So far I've playtested Donatello, and I've playtested Michelangelo. Both of them are amazing. I like them both. Both of them are very amazing. Newt and Friends, yep. You made Sophiron fast. He is fast, yep. Uh mm, Really bad freeze here. I was thinking like, as long as I don't get frozen, probably okay. But we got frozen. Cheaped. You have a 6-star soul for cage breakers. You were taking a 6. Probably not. How hard is it to build an Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team on a new account these days? Much easier than before. Brimstone brings a lot of damage, so if you have any champion with Brimstone, it's actually really good. I did top 100 last season. Wow, congrats, man. Huge. Crazy dedication. Why not ascend a cat? 3 points. Do you plan to build him? Yeah. I actually don't have crazy amounts of ascension potions, so I have to be little bit a little bit selective on where I want to go with those ascensions. But yeah, cat I'll eventually build out anyways. I guess we're dumping the arbiter here, I guess. Oh, I thought you did stream. I thought you did stream already. Maybe I'm thinking about somebody else. I mean, if you stream, your gameplay is gonna go down. Your gameplay is gonna go down, or you're not gonna have a successful stream. So you have to pay attention to stream, but then you're trying to pay attention to the game. Streaming is not hard. You just click a button on YouTube and then click a button on your recording software. I mean, the start of the stream is not hard, but like, well, this guy's getting demolished. He's locked out. That's why he can be CC'd. Oh no, the HP burn will come up. Is there any way to tell how close you are to Mercy? No, you have to keep track of that. Pen and paper, or use the RSL helper. Sorry, the only way. What relic do you run on Empress? The most OP relic, wand. Do you think 40k energy are enough to get all 4 turtles, or are shards always mandatory for such essential events? So 1 turtle is free, 1 turtle is a fusion. 40k energy will be enough energy to do the fusion. Now we don't know what the other 2 turtles will require in terms of requirements, but most likely you're gonna have to pull some shards to get them. But yeah, 40k is probably enough for. It's enough for a fusion. It's enough energy to do the energy required events for a fusion. It doesn't mean that you're gonna get the fusion. Guess we go. And 40k energy might be enough to do like Deck of Fate. Maybe a Hero's Path. I don't know. It's not a lot. You might get one. Live Arena, they should change this. If player doesn't select within 1 minute, he will automatically lose. Display 1 minute. Wait. That's true. No, they should. They should put some kind of insurance, right, for people. Wow, look at this 6-star Empress. Filthy, filthy mutt. Yeah, OBS. This filthy mutt, man. Hopefully we go first. We might not. If he bans CV, we probably won't go first. Damn it. Probably not. You need to build Carnage into Swift Parries, underrated against Mythicals. And oh, I still go first. There we go. Let's go. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Take your time to set up all the settings on OBS, and if you use add-ons, OBS should set things up. Yeah, like for OBS, you just click start streaming. Like if you're doing it on YouTube, just click go live and then go to your OBS and click start streaming. And then basically like you already make videos, like you just use your you just do it like you're making a video. Pretty like for me, like I just do it like very basic style. So Ghost Rider is a guarantee because he makes Fatalis look OP. How difficult is it going to be for Leonardo? I already started to save my shards and my souls. I think it's going to be it's going to be very difficult. It's a big draw for them. So it's one of their biggest draws. So they need a big payout. I'm actually just kind of surprised. To be honest, I am slightly surprised that they would um, kind of give him away for free, I think. I'm slightly surprised. I hope they do. I hope they do. And they don't change that. I'm slightly surprised because he's one of the biggest draws, right? So like for example, if you give him away in a hero's path and people get him, then you can't do like any more like progressive events for him or anything like that. I don't know how successful they are like getting people to spend during progressive events, but this could be like this guy is a real he has some built champs here. Why put me in the outhouse because I played all night and morning? Damn, rip. Kenpachi play that build. 15 sacred difference at least. Sorry, my Swift Parry just kind of sucks ass, so it's a bad spot here. Suzanne, and then he has this stupid nice guy. Nice is just gonna wreck my house here. I don't even know if I can go first. If I'm gonna go first, I have to ban her. We could probably go first, but I don't know if we're gonna win with this lineup against his lineup. Are you pushing top 100? I never push for top 100 because it's too ridiculous for time. If a free to play player ends up top 100 in live arena, that would be something. I think there might be. I think there might be, but it would definitely be something. He's feared. Damn it, didn't work. And now we lose, right? Now we're gonna lose. Just because this champion's so freaking busted. Done. Stupid busted ass champion. Stupid busted ass champion, man. Like, is it really necessary for this champion to get stronger as the fight progresses? Like, it's totally not necessary for that, right? Like, get the hell out of here. Get that shit out of here, man. Get that shit out of here, dude. Yeah, like, no, like, nice, right? Like, is it, he just passively gets stronger, right, as the fight progresses? Like, there's been times where I just couldn't even kill him off because he was just so strong. Um, hey, Paul. Yeah, vacation was good. Thanks for asking. Yeah. You keep track of Mercy. Is it based on the type of shard or does it go across all shards? It's the type of shard, yes. If you're gonna buy something, what would it be? Book, shards, energy. The best value in this game is Forge Pass. So Forge Pass plus Gem Pack. Those are the best things to buy. Like if you want to play the game long term, those are a reasonable price, and yeah, and they give you good value. So I would recommend going for those if you want to spend a little bit of money. Nice, not so nice. Yeah. Okay, so what are we at here? 66,000. I mean, pretty slow. Some crafts, I guess. Crafted most of these. Quick crafts. 9. Boom. Didn't keep a single piece. 4 million silver. Perception. So much perception pieces. Look at all these materials. I just don't have the forge material. I do my arena, guys. I do my arena. Sometimes people say I don't do my arena. I do my arena. I do my arena, but I got so much of these materials. Can't use them all up. Could do the Slayer crafts now. We have lethal crafts, but we still have a month left to farm. Fatal crafts here. Easy points. Infinity Breaker, I don't want to get rid of those. Perception. Probably still keep epics. 150. We'll sift through that later. We do have an artifact enhancement event, right? Yes, we do. So good. Let's do the Slayer crafts. Three to 4 star, you don't clean it. It takes the Magi Steel, right? I just want to save the Magi Steel for the 5 and 6 stars. But I'll do the 4 and 5 stars and 3 and 4 stars, like if I have more Magi Steel. But I never have excess Magi Steel. When is the new Forge Pass coming out, by the way? I started 2 weeks ago, so I don't buy. They usually occur every month. So lately they've been pretty consistent. So just wait a while, you'll get another Forge Pass pretty soon. Today I got 100 pieces of Drexar. Should I get points for CBC or keep them for the next Fusion Chase event? Hard to say, right? That depends on your account. Obviously, I would recommend using it towards an event, towards something like a champion, like guarantee, like a fusion, right? Because if you're just gonna pull it for CVC, it's just CVC points, and you can get CVC points doing lots of things in the game, basically doing anything in the game. So that's kind of what I would recommend. But it really depends. Easy points, easy silver, feels good. Yeah, wish I had 2 billion silver. I mean, you don't need it anymore. You don't need it anymore. Do you know a player is planning to include relic crafting to CVC points? They never said anything. They never said anything. But you know, when I was talking to Banana Jam, she hinted that relics. She hinted something about relics, and then I thought to myself, well, then that kind of makes sense to save relic crafting. So there might be something to save relic crafting for in the future, but right now, nothing. Morning, y'all been a while. Just wanted to tell I've been pumping out content as much as I can. Nothing too crazy, but having fun doing it. Hope all is well. Thanks for. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, congratulations on your first dive into it. So, wish you the best. 6-star Skeletor. What would you do with that drop? Uh, I mean, he can land Brimstone. Maybe that's going to be helpful for you, right? Like a guaranteed Brimstone. I don't know. I would probably hold on to it. Don't do anything with it until you absolutely need to sell it, and then you can sell it for something. Like maybe resources to finish off like a guarantee event. That would make sense. Shall we expect Leonardo Path event plus Donnie 5-star Soul? Yes, I would expect those to pop up. Are you gonna collab anytime soon with Ash? I talked to Ash maybe a couple months ago. We were both super busy. He had some stuff going on outside of Raid, and then I had some stuff going on that was work related. So we've been having a hard time getting together. But I would, always a good time with Ash. So I would probably reach out to him sometime soon. But seems like we're a little bit not working out for the schedule right now. Always game for that. If you're crafting Slayer gear, what 2 substats you crafting for? 250 crafts, but only 57 crit rate. What's the best second option? Probably crit damage. So I'll go crit rate and then probably go crit damage. And then the third one might be just speed. You can't go wrong with these 3, to be honest. The crit damage, crit rate, speed. You can't go wrong. Did you ask Banana about more champ skins? I actually didn't. That's actually a good question. I would assume that they would just say yes. Unfortunately, the questions that we could ask was very limited. Limited to yes and no. So some people were asking me to ask them like really complex detailed questions, and honestly I couldn't, or I did and they couldn't answer because they can only answer yes or no, right? For the most part. I think she answered maybe for like 2 questions, but that's like 5% of the questions. Resources are insane. How did you that? Makes me think you really need to put the years here if you're a free to play. Yes, you need to put in the years. Obviously, like my account, I've been playing this game for like 5 years, right? Free to play, and these are the resources I've acquired in that time. If you've been playing for 1 year as a free to play, there's no way you would have anything even remotely similar to what my account would have because I have extra 4 years on you, right? Of just stocking up shit like actively. So there's no way. And the only way is if you're a spender. And even if you're a spender, you probably don't have as many as some of the resources that I have like in other areas. Like for example, you can't spend on glyphs. You can't buy glyphs, right? Like these are farmed from years of playing faction wars, like glyphs, like hundreds, nearing thousands of glyphs. You just don't have this, right? Like silver, you can buy 2 billion silver, but it's going to cost you probably $2 billion. And obviously, like, gear wise, the best gear in the game is farmed and is time gated, right? So you're not going to get more, Hydra gear than me. You're not going to get more stones, like, you're not going to get more Merciless, most likely. For example, like if you started and just, start playing, just start, farming Dark Fae. Like I've been farming Dark Fae for years. You know what I mean? I have lethal gear from years of farming. Like you can't buy this, right? So I'm just saying, like, yes, it takes a long time in this game. Can you have fun in this game? If you don't play a long time, yes, you can, for sure. Can you have fun spending money or not spending money? Yes, for sure. It just depends, right? But you can't compare against somebody that's been playing for like years. Because a lot of the stuff in the game you can't acquire by spending money. Like, yes, you can have crazy champ roster. I don't have a crazy champ roster. I have a good champ roster. It's enough, but I don't have any mythicals, right? Like the mythicals are the big thing right now, and I don't really have anything to like that. But the free mythicals in this game are great. Mikage is great. Empress is great. You notice I pick Empress a lot in live arena. I'm lucky to have somebody like Sifi. My Rotos is really strong. I'm lucky to have, really strong blessings for them, but that's me building up over time, right? I have to build these big blessings. I don't get lucky and pull them. Like Mikage, I got lucky because she's a mythical and she's my luckiest pull like ever. But all these 6 stars I built, right? Roto 6 stars, 6-star Marius, 6-star Taras, 6-star CV. I built these from 0 to 6, and it takes a long time, right? So, like, yes, you can buy these blessings. You buy enough stones, you can get them. But who is your most wanted champion? My most wanted void champion is Odin or Marichka. Because I have Taras, Marichka with Taras is very strong. Odin is very strong because I have his 5-star soul. And I can use him right away. So if I pulled an Odin, he would instantly be used because I have his 5-star soul already, which would be great. Marichka, I have a 3-star here. But yeah, Odin would be great as a void. As a non-void, as a mythical champion, my most wanted would probably be a support champion. So it either would be it probably would be Galathier because he can play in Chimera as well. But he is also extremely good in arena and all areas of the game. So probably Galathier. Although I think Nice is stronger than Galathier in arena, I think Galathier is more useful in other areas of the game. So I'd probably pick Galathier. Non-void, non-mythical, it would probably be like Firo. Suzen would be a really top selection for me as well for void champions, or Yumiko. Like those champions would kind of increase the power level of my account in several areas. For non-voids, this guy would be great for a bunch of boss content, increased resistance, and then his buffs and stuff would be good. This guy would also be good, Glaciade, passive, veils, buffs, and stuff. So that would be good. Non-voids. Not too many non-voids I'm overly interested in. There is one, I think. Got weird. Like I have a good deal of them. Teox would be really good, but he's a faction unity champion. He would be really strong. I would love to have a copy of him. Especially for faction wars, he would just demolish faction wars. Rev. Demon Spawn. Volcanos also very strong, but faction unity champion. Osgrin would be really strong as well. Senna would be really good as a void champion as well. I guess that's it. Not too many non-voids. Hero, Glaciade, yeah. Wasn't a fan of the interview format. Just to know, easy way of providing details. All it does is create more questions, speculation. Yeah, I mean that's all they could give us. Honestly, it was a very impromptu kind of interview thing, but we're happy that she came out and she gave us a little bit of info. Insomnia, thank you so much for the $5, man. I appreciate the coffee, man. Thank you so much. Have a coffee on me. Had mine this morning. Happy rating, best raid. DC hands down, everyone. Give this man a like. Sub he deserves. Thank you, man. Appreciate the $5 and the coffee this morning. Are we going for all 4 turtles? Yes, we are. Did you see my post about Dark Fade this morning? I did not see. Somebody was asking about my Dark Fade team. This is my Dark Fade team, so you guys can watch in action here. I just summoned Lamasu. Congrats. Lamasu is awesome. My account's at level 80. Should I use him more? Any recommendation for stats? So you want her fast with some accuracy. That's about it. I use her in basically sets that can refresh her refresh abilities. So you want like Merciless, Reflex Gear, even Relentless Gear works. Impulse Gear works. Refresh Accessories work. You could use her in like a Hex set, Provoke set, so she can be useful in Hydra and stuff like that. What's your Mithrala stats? She's like 600 accuracy, 600 accuracy, 600 resistance, 300 speed. I think stone skin, 4-piece or 6-piece stone skin, somewhere around there. Fighty would be really good. Yep, Fighty would be really good. Yeah, so this is my Dark Fade team. So. Like Newt for this boss is just cheat code, right? You enjoy PvP Clash as someone who's not wailing? I do enjoy PvP because now I'm fighting players like more my level. in like live arena. Like when live arena first started, like I got up to like my peak ranking was 160, 160th, 150th. And then at that ranking, it was really, really difficult. I was just getting stomped all the time. And then once people started getting more mythicals, it was just like no fun at all at that point. And then once I pulled Marius, it got way more fun because Marius actually is an insane, insane free champion. He's the best champion in the game, in my opinion, if not one of the best champion in the game. And like, I think he would be, I think for everybody, he would be top 5 in the game. I think no matter what. And I think for a lot of people, he would be number 1 best champion overall in the game. So once I pulled Marius, PvP got way more fun because I just didn't have the ways to deal with mythical champions. Like I didn't have Empress yet. Empress is a great mythical champion. I highly recommend Empress. And yeah, so after I got Marius, it was way more fun. I do occasionally like doing Chimera, Hydra, like record runs, just like manual, see what I can do. But honestly, like I just don't have time to do that anymore. So it's definitely really, really difficult to squeeze that in, but I have to make time for that. But yeah, it's I still enjoy the game. That's why I still play the game actively and all that stuff. So a blessing, Wallmaster, Otherion, switch from Cruelty to Brimstone, but I guess I messed up. Not really. I mean, it depends where you use them. Otherion, like a build for spider farming, is totally different. Like if you're using Otherion for spider farming, you're probably using this blessing, faultless hero soul. So if you're using him for spider farming, you're using him with this blessing. But if you're using him for like general content, you could use cruelty, you could use brimstone. He does need accuracy for his abilities, so brimstone works fine. Arnor is good. Yep, true. Who are you facing for CVC PR? I've never heard of this clan, so but it looks like we're just gonna beat them up here. Put Lydia instead of roll guard. It's not necessary, to be honest. Not necessary. Which champion is your favorite champion? Hard to say. Aesthetically, I like somebody like Ramontu. I think Ramontu looks awesome. I think he's one of the best looking champions in the game. I like this aesthetic, but he's not that great. I like Teox actually. I like the way he looks. He just looks like a savage lizard beast man. Looks cool. I actually like generally I like the Lizardman faction. Like even this guy looks badass, right? I like this faction, but who's best champion in the game, or is Marius the best champion in the game? Annabelle, best champ. Duh. 2 reasons, 2 big ones. Madame Cirrus, yeah, she's a good one too. Yeah, Cirrus is a good one too. She's I gotta say this. Where's her skin? This skin. This skin is absolutely ridiculous, man. Whoever came up with this, like, what the heck are these people doing, man? Like, yes, it's Madame Cirrus, but what the heck, man? It's just ridiculous. Even the base skin is just ridiculous. They should just get rid of these stockings. They might as well just get rid of these stockings altogether. It's just actually the stockings kind of make it like make her. Yeah, they fit. They fit. But wouldn't it be interesting if she had like the green legs showing off? Like if she had the green legs showing off. Like they did it for her here. You know what I mean? Like anyways, Madame Cirrus, excellent. She's excellent. The best skin in the game, yeah, exactly. Hey Toxie, yeah, we did have a good holiday. Thank you. When buying skin frags, it's pointless. It is. It is. Totally. Skin frags, they just I don't know. It's super expensive too. It's like $50. How often do you use 3 newts? I just got a 3rd copy. Not that often, to be honest. Like the 3rd newt, I had to like kind of squeeze into some teams. I think I use them for like Iron Twins. I use them for. I only use 2 for Fire Knight. So. But yeah, 3rd one. I just pulled a 4th one, so it's gonna be hard to squeeze in the 4th one for sure. All right, guys. Infamous War Maiden, yeah, for sure. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for the stream. A little bit of a short one here today. Just wanted to get this in there. Really appreciate everyone coming in here. We have like almost 400 people today, so a lot of new people coming in. So really, really nice to see. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. That really helped me out. And make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Again, would help me out quite a bit. Have a great CBC, guys. Again, thank you guys so much for your participation. Hopefully I didn't miss too many questions. Trying my best to answer the questions, of course. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a great day. We'll be dropping the Michelangelo playtest video later today, so make sure you guys pop in for that one real quick. Let me know what you guys think. And have fun with your Michelangelos. It's coming tomorrow, I think. Yep, tomorrow. So have fun. All right, take care, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, and thank you, Cody. Thank you so much, man. Just snuck it in there. Big appreciation there for the $10. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, man. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great day. See you guys. Best skin and raid, yeah.